Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by John Wood, who's CEO at Gelion. How are you today, John?
I'm doing great, Zach. Thanks for setting up this call.
Right, I spoke to your company 4 years ago. I think what I would like to know, which is what Gelion does and how it's going.
Okay, mate. Well, Gelion, are going very well. We do actually two things, mate. They're both connected with batteries. The first thing is that we make technologies and products connected with leading batteries, leading battery performance and technologies. And the second thing we do is we do an integration business as well, where we integrate batteries into solutions. To be very specific, we implement sulfur-based batteries at the moment, lithium sulfur and room temperature sodium sulfur. And we have ambition that our lithium sulfur products will become a leading product in high performance batteries. So you'll see those turning up in, first of all, devices like drones that need to have light batteries, and then high-end transportation, and then our room temperature sodium sulfur, which is a technology that we aim for use in battery energy storage systems used with the grid or off-grid. So they're the sulfur battery technologies we work on. We do a smaller amount of work on zinc battery technology, and then we do our integration work as well, where we sell systems that use current batteries, zinc-ion batteries.
So as I understand it, this was the thing I thought you did, is that your batteries fill in the gaps with renewable energy, because when the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow, you need somewhere to store the energy. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And then also the other specific specialist uses of batteries, in the drones or in new technology, which also needs special or specialist batteries.
Yeah, so our work in sulfur battery technology particularly is very exciting. Sulfur has always been known as the lightest battery technology. So being light as a battery technology can be very important. If you've got something that flies, it needs to be light. But equally, transportation batteries need to be light for transportation as well. So sulfur has always been known as the path to light battery technology, but it had some limitations on power and on cycle life particularly, and on its ability to handle wide ranges of temperature. And all of those last three things I mentioned are very important in applications like transportation. So you're talking about electric transportation, where you're storing energy wherever that electricity that forms that energy has come from in a vehicle. So our lithium sulfur technology is very important because of its light characteristic. But where Gelion has separated itself is that we now, having acquired the Oxis family of technologies from Johnson Matthey, and acquired Oxlid, and then having gone on and formed our collaboration relationship with the Max Planck Institute of Colloids and Interfaces, have put together a platform of lithium sulfur technologies that is showing us to have power, cycle life, wide temperature range, as well as being light. So if you're going to launch a battery technology, the important thing is to cover off all of the application needs. And that's what Gelion has been setting about doing methodically. The second area you went to was towards filling the gaps on the grid, or filling the gaps if you're doing a remote power system. The product that we see having a major impact in the market there is the work that we're doing with room temperature sodium sulfur. And particularly that room temperature sodium sulfur has come from some outstanding work by a genius, Professor Marcus Antonietti and his team at Max Planck. And so we are very much enjoying working with Marcus and his team, combining that with the skills of our own team to develop those critical technologies.
Right, so there's obviously massive demand and need and excitement in your space, but you are on the stock market and people obviously want to see a return on their money if they invest. You've had grant funding and also grant funding in the recent past, and you're also building projects as well in Australia. But how are you monetizing all this demand?
Yes, sir. We have been the fortunate beneficiaries of grant funding both in the UK and in Australia. That's coming from the recognition of the importance of our technologies by the governments there and the people who understand the battery technologies. Now, that takes us forward. You are absolutely right. The purpose I am here is to service my shareholders and my stakeholders, make money for them. Now, I'm going about that very deliberately on two vectors. The first one of those is the creation of value, and the creation of value is coming through the leadership that we're positioning this company in with sulfur battery technologies at exactly the right time, and being a breakthrough leader in that. And so my efforts at the moment are all around setting up primary industry collaborations to bring that technology forward. Battery technology takes a lot of work. It is it's necessary to be very deliberate. It is make sure that you do not have yourself on about anything. You must challenge yourself continuously by being out in the market and talking to the people who are making the batteries to make sure that you are indeed developing a technology that people need. Now, we're developing those technologies in a singular direction, which at the moment, which is towards having the world's best sulfur battery cathode material. That material, that battery cathode material, is a high-value material. It's united with anode technology and electrolyte technology and manufacturing to make cells. And cells then become modules, and then they go into cars. But we're focusing on the bit that we are very, very strong on at the moment, where we have our leadership, which is around those cathode materials. So I think that you will see, anticipate, I hope, certainly it's where I'm trying to go, to develop a lot of value for our shareholders by people understanding our position of leadership, demonstrating that by trying to get the collaborations in place that show that those who care work with Gelion. And then as we progress, what happens is we'll start to make the materials, we'll start selling the materials, taking margin on materials, and we'll start doing licensing as well. So that is a big part of our focus at the moment. That's our primary focus. On the other side of our business, on integration, as you said, yes, indeed, we integrate systems. Those systems are made of standard lithium-ion batteries. There is a synergy between the two things that I just discussed. They both entail the largest battery manufacturers in the world. It is my aim in Gelion to be important to certain of the major battery manufacturers in the world through my sulfur battery technology work. So I want to be a partner to those battery manufacturers and a supplier to them of the sulfur technology and materials. Being a partner to them, I also want to access their batteries and the products they make with their batteries so that I can integrate those and supply them to end customers as well. And that's business that we've started to do in Australia. I am blessed by having a small but very, very competent team that I work with. That team covering the spectrum from fundamental science all the way through the electronics associated with battery systems, all the way through to the systems integration, and indeed a team that has the ability to work on the customer's business case as well to help us go and sell these deals. So it is a very commercially focused company, but it is focused at both the development of value for shareholders and also the development of commercial business where we're getting margin and return as well.
Final question is, battery and energy storage has been, sort of been something which has been touted as the next big thing for, let's say, a few years, not many years, but a few years, maybe just since the pandemic. Is the breakthrough for Gelion going to come from the whole space coming of age, or is it going to come from a killer product or products that you develop, and that gets you to sort of the promised land in terms of earnings and profits, etc.?
Yeah, it comes from a killer product, Zach. I'm happy to say that in the last 6 weeks, I've been in Europe, India, Japan, China, USA. In that time, I've been meeting with both technology leaders from the industry and commercial leaders from the industry. So I said, in batteries, the one thing you cannot afford to do is to have yourself on. You must step up and you must challenge yourself in front of the best in the industry. I'm very proud of the work that my team is doing. In these meetings, I've got my CTO, Lewis Adriansons, with me. Lewis was the chief chemistry supervisor for Panasonic at the Tesla Gigafactory. And I think we account for ourselves very well when we're out there. We learn, we take away messages from the market. So we learn where we might think that we're strong and we're not. We learn where we think maybe we're not as strong as we are, and we are stronger. So this work in the field, we take back into the company to genuinely deliver a killer product that the industry needs. And I think that's the most important thing that we need to do for our shareholders. It's not a case of doing research for the purposes of research. It's the purposes of doing the research. That's why the grants come in and help us, but doing the research for the purposes of having the killer product that the market needs and that you can sell for a good margin and make profit from. And so that's an area that Gelion is being very diligent and focused about right now.
Well, we look forward to that progress, and look forward to speaking to you perhaps sooner than the next 4 years. And thank you to John Wood, CEO at Gelion.
Thanks very much, Zach.